What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. My name is Nick James, and if it's your first time coming to hang out, let me explain how things are about to go down so everybody's on the same page. Our name of Buds, Bros, and Superheroes are the sections that we're going to talk about, and today we're actually going to make a little bit of a tweak. So if you're a reoccurring customer, we're going to be a little bit different today because we're going to focus on one thing only, and we're going to talk about it almost the entire time. So Buds, Bros, and Superheroes will be all about Power Rangers today. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, to be very, very specific about it. So in the Bud section, we're basically going to play the game I love most of Who Would You Want to Smoke With. In the Bros section, we're going to talk about how growing up with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers shaped us, what we did, how the different memories that we have, and now the different ones that were brought back after watching so much of the show recently. And then in the Superheroes, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get through a play-by-play of everything that happens, but we've got a list of different things that we wanted to talk about. It's 3 seasons. It's like 100 and something episodes. Characters in and out. If you're a fan of Mighty Morphin, you know it's a lot to talk about. Like I said, my name is Nick James. Thanks so much for checking us out today, guys. It's super, super special. We're on a new episode, and it's my first time, guys. First menage a trois ever. That's right. Having a threesome. 2 guests that have been here before are back again. Please welcome Mr. JD.
What's up, everybody?
And Mr. Mark.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, guys, threesome. What's going on?
First time for me as well.
Yeah, me as well.
Bunch of virgins here.
Bunch of virgins talking about Power Rangers. Yeah. It sounds just about fucking right.
Pretty accurate.
That's a great way to break the cherry.
That's what we have in store today, guys. Hopefully you stick around for the entire thing. If you can, like, subscribe, all those fun internet things. I'm not going to ask too much of you. We can end on out of this intro and just dive right into it. There's a lot to cover, so let's get going full steam ahead into the Bud section. Now in this section, one of the games that I like to play the most as we've been going through is Who Would You Want to Smoke With? Two-pronged approach to this of who would you want to smoke with, the character, and who would you want to smoke with, the actor. We're going to go to the ones that we watch, so Mighty Morphin. That means any of the original 5, Tommy, but you can also do the 3 alternates as well, so Adam, Rocky, and Aisha into your answers. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I think I'm going to go Green Ranger for both. I think like for actor and Power Ranger because I just love the Green Ranger. I always thought he was badass. I loved his flute, his dragon flute, his dragon Zord, and then he also, as a character, as the actor, I mean, well, he was dating Kimberly in the show, like, so that was always a big plus for me. So I think I would go Green Ranger for both of those sections.
Go Green. The only guy to have his own fucking theme song too. Oh, it was so good. Believe it or not, and I'm sure you will, it's on my iPod and it comes up every now and then. I still rock out to it. I just have a specific memory of being on the bus and just thinking, like, if everybody can hear what I'm listening to, they'd think I was crazy. Yeah. Turn that over to you now, sir. Who would you want to smoke with, Mr. Mark?
I would definitely smoke with Zordon, and I would turn him into a bong just to see what would happen.
What a great fucking answer.
Great idea.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. I was like, well, his head is kind of open, so why not?
He does look indeed like a bong.
Yes, he does.
We have to get Mighty Morphin Token Rangers, a bong line going, where the tube looks like Zordon's face, and the bottom looks like the control center. To be honest, anybody out there listening, I'm not even going to trademark it. Take it and run with it, only because I want to see it. I know I'm not actually going to blow glass anytime.
And then when you rip the bong, like, Zordon moves and shit or something. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like a reflective, holographic thing.
Or if, like, heat or cold air, kind of like, yes, I know what you're talking about. Like one of those coffee mugs where when you fill it with, fuck me.
We got an idea here.
All right, guys, I actually stopped that. I'm going to TM that one because that one's ours. Keep your lookout for the bomb. Oh, man. And around the bottom, we're going to talk afterwards because this is a $1 billion idea we just stumbled upon.
Hey, he can even say anything like, oh, no, Power Rangers. Or he could call on you.
Yeah. Or if we made a Green Ranger one, we'd have to figure out how to put a whistle in it so, like, makes the noise as you suck on it. So, like, as you take a hit, it's like, ba 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 ba.
Yeah,
another $1 billion idea, guys. We really
patent this line.
We really do. TM'd to Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. That was you. Who would you want to smoke with in your character? Who would you want to smoke with your actor?
I cannot remember his name, but he seemed like he would be like the coolest. Would be the Black Ranger, the actor who played with the Black Ranger.
Walter Jones or Johnny Young Bosch?
Walter Jones.
Nice, the original.
Yes.
who liked our Instagram post, the page's Instagram post.
Yeah.
How fucking cool is that? He does seem like a cool guy.
You made it, man. You could just retire now.
Yeah, I don't know where else to go past this, to be honest. Great answers. I think for mine, my character would want to be Billy. I feel like he'd have a lot of cool stuff that we can experiment with and do in his workshop of, he made the rad bug. He made a fucking flying car. So imagine what we could do. He could hook me up with like a Back to the Future hoverboard or some shit eventually. Or, if I just had to get in with him, like, all right, you guys are the Power Rangers, but like, let me be your new alpha. Like, make me a suit or something so I can kind of keep up with you or some shit. Like, if anybody could do it, it would be Billy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The rad bug, I fucking totally forgot about that until I watched it again. I was like, holy shit.
It's weird, yeah. Motherfucker had a flying car before
it was
anybody was really
one and done,
about
too. It was like, yep, that's it.
I made it. We're good. I guess the character then that I would want to go to, I think would be the Black Ranger, though, but Johnny Young Bosch, who would then come in and take the role from him as Adam. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I love the Power Rangers. I like to watch the behind the scenes. A lot of people like to interview them at cons, and so there's a lot of footage, and he just seems chill. I don't know why my mind goes there, but hey, Johnny, if you ever want, you're in this electric city and you are a traveler of the green, I got you. And in fact, I won't even just limit that to the one person of any Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, what? We got to go to Scranton? I need weed. I got you, bro. We can all hook up together in our nice Power Ranger bong. We'll all go in on it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to get that created.
We really should. I mean, it's just too goddamn good of an idea to really be sleeping on right now.
Yeah.
Very, very short bud section, guys, just exactly as advertised for once. Who would you guys want to smoke with out there? If you want to drop us a line on the YouTube comments, we're on the Instagram, Facebook. Shit, what's that last one? Twitter.
Tweeter.
Thank you. Yes, send us one of them tweets if you want. Tag the person who you were talking about, who would you smoke with, all those fun things. But we're going to get on out of this bud section super quick and get on into the bros section. We're going to talk about growing up with Power Rangers. So Power Rangers, the original, came out in 1993. I was born in 1990. You?
I was 87.
I was 89.
Okay. Wow, I didn't realize I was...
Yeah, we got some years between us. But
I didn't realize that. But that pretty much means that, in my opinion, our formative years were really in and around our formative childhood. Maybe not the ones that would make us men, but the ones that would take us from children to young men. And then, therefore, I think was really, for me, in and around Power Rangers, where... it was just them doing good, and I was like, I should do good too. Like, okay, these guys knows what's up.
Yep.
I always just thought, I want to do karate.
Yep.
I just want to karate chop somebody like the Power Rangers, and then watch sparks come out of their chest.
I did that. So I thought that would be true. I took Taekwondo for like 2 or 3 years, and then when I realized, like, wow, I'm not a Power Ranger yet, this is not fucking worth it, I was done with it.
Yeah, I took karate, and it was solely because of Power Rangers. And I think I did maybe a year or two, and it's kind of the same. I'm like, yeah, it's not as cool as what the Power Rangers are doing. You're just like doing all these drills and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Maybe we should have did like the breakdancing karate.
Oh, like the Black Ranger, yeah.
Hip hop keto.
Hip hop
keto.
Which I found out, I was just watching a video, him and the voice of Kim Possible. You remember that Disney show? Mm-hmm. We were watching an old episode, and he got the part. They were like, all right, can you do some like dancing? And he was like, okay. Can you do some flips? And he was like, okay. Can you do some fighting? He was like, okay. And then they were like, can you do it all together at once? And he was like, fuck, man. Like, yeah, I guess. And that's how he ended up kind of getting the part.
The biggest thing for me when you did karate was when you got to the level to break a piece of wood, and you're like, oh shit, like I just broke a piece of wood. Then I was like, maybe I'll become a Power Ranger, and just never came to fruition.
Watch out, we got a badass over
right,
here.
Yeah, right.
But I was the same guy.
I could break wood, guys. I could break wood.
Yeah, same thing of just like getting the belts. And the first one was the white belt. Mm-hmm. And at the time the White Ranger was on, I was just like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I just want to keep the white one.
White one forever.
Like, no, eventually you're going to get a black belt. And I was like, no, I want to, no. Like, maybe I'll stop at green. Can we, well, guys, I don't think you understand how the colors work here, people.
See, I didn't do karate, but I definitely did karate in my friends' backyards where we played the Power Rangers. And I'm sure we got hurt doing it. But we'd really tried to get those sparks to come out.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you should take like, what's it called? Those cap gun kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of get something going with that.
Yeah, if you have enough in there, I'm assuming. You know, you put like a shit ton in your chest. Boom.
Or do you remember Razor scooters?
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, they hit the zero-sum mark and they had to come up with a new Razor scooter. And it was to put a little wheelie bar on the back that then if you, I'm almost certain I didn't make this up. If you coordinated with a strip that you hit the wheelie bar on almost broke on it, it would send sparks.
Oh shit, I don't remember that, but that's.
No.
I'm not doubting you. I believe you.
I don't know, dude. I doubt me. I can come up with some weird shit of like, don't you remember that? And people are like, no, crazy.
Could have been
like,
something you wished for as a child. I've done that a lot. Where I wish shit into memory. I'm like, oh, that definitely existed. And like, no, that was just you. That was your brain.
Yeah.
Either that or it's a story that somebody told you and you're just like, oh, that must be a memory. And they're like, no, your sister's just mean to you. And you're like, oh, yeah, that has happened more than once.
That makes sense.
Growing up with the Power Rangers, I definitely remember the tapes. As we're going to talk about in a little bit, when I looked at the 3 seasons, season 3 was definitely the one that stood out in my mind the most of me remembering. When I really looked back at it, I only remember certain episodes from season 1 because of the tapes. And I didn't even have them. I got to shout out my next door neighbor. I haven't spoken to him since he moved when I was like 9 or something. I don't know, Tyler. But that kid had everything, all the toys, all the everything, and he had the tapes. And I'd just be like, let's watch the red one now. And it was the same 2-3 episodes, but when I really, as I kind of went through on Netflix as well, I'm like, fuck, a lot of these I don't even remember forgetting, if that makes sense. But then every now and then one would hit where I'd be like, and then this happens, and then this happens. Like it was beat for beat of like, I remember this.
Yeah. My big thing from when I was a kid growing up Power Rangers, I remember I think we talked about this in the past, me and Nick, but one of my birthday parties was at a local pizza shop and the Red Ranger showed up and I thought it was the fucking coolest thing in the world. But like the costume was ridiculous. The head was like 10 times bigger than the body. And I was kind of like, as a kid, I was like, this ain't really the Red Ranger, is it? You know what I mean? But that was like, yeah, a big memory for me. It was like, I thought that was the highlight of my birthday was when he showed up and he took us in the back room and was like doing flips with us and shit. And looking back, it's kind of weird. And like, this guy was picking up just random little kids and like flipping us. But
in the back room.
In the back room, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, that's a little bit weird now, but yeah, it was fucking cool at the time and I lived to tell about it. So.
I had a Batman show up one day and the same thing of just like, that's not Batman. Like, I'm happy you're here, but you're not Batman.
This ain't movie quality.
Yeah. Step Brothers?
Yeah. It's okay, they're not movie quality.
Fucking good reference. Very good.
I think we all hit that realization at one point as a kid. You're like, no, you're not. You can't be. But for me, like, growing up and watching the Power Rangers, and then like looking back on it, it's like I would, like Nick said, it's like I don't remember everything, but there are key points where I remember like the hype. Like I remembered my own childhood hype of like watching something and just being like, oh yeah, kick their ass, and that was it. But like as a kid, I think Halloween would be like my most favorite because that's when I got to actually be a Power Ranger for like the full day. Where I had like the full, I think I had the Blue Ranger. And I was like the full Blue Ranger with the helmet, you know, the cheap little Halloween store helmet that only covered, you know, your face, not the whole head.
And the band in the back, right?
Like the actual helmet, like, fuck, this ain't the actual
and
helmet.
Yeah, the visor had little lines in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same, dude, same one as the red one I had.
Yep.
Well, you know, it was just one of those things where, you know, that was like my time of being a Power Ranger.
Yeah, coming home, watching the show. That was like getting home from school, like, oh shit, Power Rangers on in 10 minutes. And then that was the fucking highlight of my day.
You know what I could never get my hands on was the morphing.
The morpher?
The morpher, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could never get, like as a kid, I remember always begging my parents, like, can I get the morpher? Can I get the... And I'm pretty sure they would go and look, but it was always sold out.
That's the thing, too, with there's so much merchandise they had back in the day. Like, they made a shit ton of the toys alone, you know what I mean? But... yeah, I never had a morpher either. I had the gloves. I think we talked about the gloves in the past where they made the noises. I was like, oh, this is badass. Yeah.
Because I too, even bringing back up that next door neighbor who had everything, that is something he didn't have was the morpher. Because I agree that they just couldn't keep them in stock. Yeah. That's how popular they were. And, you know, as an adult now, I have one and we can all play with them once we're done and everything and fulfill some stuff.
Put the helmet on.
We have 3 helmets as well that I was hoping.
Why aren't we wearing those right now?
I know, we could have been wearing them while doing this. Well, I remember McDonald's having the coin. I don't know if you guys remember when McDonald's was selling the morphing coin, which you would be able to put into the morpher if you actually had a morpher. So they sold the morpher coin, and I remember I had the whole thing. Could never get my hands on the actual, you know, morpher. And they were like those special ones. I don't remember. I vaguely remember, and I don't know whatever happened to them. and I wish I did. But I remember those coins being sold at McDonald's. I could be wrong. It could have been like Burger King. It could have been any of those franchises.
Right.
But I definitely remember that one of those franchises had those coins.
I think that it was McDonald's, and it was right when the movie came out, because there was 2 different toys that I wanted from that I never actually got. So you could get the Morpher that came with a coin, and then you can get different coins, so you could be different Rangers, kind of like that. And it was the ape one, it was the Ninja coin set. But the other one that I really wanted was the fucking communicator watch.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And you opened it up, and you opened it up, and it was a little hologram of Zordon. And oh, fuck, I wanted it so bad, and I could never get my hands on it. But that, the Morpher, and there was a third toy that was cool. And then there was a second wave of toys, I think, again, from McDonald's, where it was the Rangers in their Zords.
Yep.
But they were only like this big and shit. If I'm not mistaken, my wife still has the pink one. Like, and I see them on Mercari. It's something that I like to use to buy and sell stuff. I just saw somebody with all of them. It was like $80. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I might be spending $80 today. Jesus.
You know what? I had, I always wanted the Green Ranger flute dagger, but I don't know if they even made that as a toy. I'm sure they did, but I fucking could never find that. But what I did get when I was, a couple of years down the road, it was the White Rangers,
Saba.
I'm pretty sure it's probably still at my father's house, but yeah, it was fucking. I played with that thing, like, and like the tiger moved, like the mouth, like the head of it moved and shit. It was awesome, but it was never the I always wanted the dragon flute, but that was a pretty cool second to get, that fucking white Saba, whatever you want to call it. But
I've been still searching for the Legacy one. There was a time when EB Games or GameStop, one of them was like 50% off, and I picked up a dragon dagger. I was like, "Do you have Saba?" And they're like, "No, those are gone already." I was like, all right.
Do you remember the Super Nintendo game, the Power Rangers game?
Maybe.
It was fucking. From what I remember, it was, like I said, I don't remember details about it, but that was a fucking cool game. It was kind of like those Ninja Turtles games back in the day.
Then yes, I do. Left to right, really
very
simple.
simple,
Okay,
yeah,
yes, then I do remember playing that with Brother Johnny.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Very simple, but insanely difficult. Yes.
Difficult, yeah. Can never get to the last freaking level.
Just really quick to touch back on the Dragon Dagger. I was struggling whether or not I should share this on the podcast or not. And I'm going to. One of the darkest memories that I have, I didn't go through with it. The first time I really ever thought about stealing something, Josh had the Dragon Dagger in Mrs. Elson's second grade class for show and tell. And I didn't not necessarily think about stealing it from him, but the idea of taking, that's why people steal. He has what I want and I can go and take it from him, kind of. That was the idea more so than I should. But the realization of just I get why people steal now. It's just more convenient than waiting to get my own. I'll just take that one.
You should have fucking did it.
I thought about it. Oh, maybe. I don't know why it's so burned in as a 30-year-old man. Second grade is how long ago? But I was just looking at it I wonder who would notice if it was gone. How can I, what would happen? And just, Josh Weiss, I never stole your toy. But I fucking thought about it so much. And now to have that back as an adult is just...
Yeah.
It's quite wonderful.
Do you have a Dragon Dagger?
Yeah, we'll play with that too.
Fuck.
Yeah, my brother got me one as well.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, my brother got me one, and then I was at the... it does everything.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Got super excited.
It is. It's going to be a good time in a little bit.
I think I saw that one, didn't I?
They're all upstairs on display. Yeah, I brought down the Pops.
I actually might have saw it too. Oh, yeah, all the Pops.
For the video. Most of them. I have the unhelmeted Rangers as well.
Going back to the toys... Do you remember the toy, the action figures where the head flipped?
Fuck
I
yeah.
do remember that. I do.
It was they're in their uniform, but then you press the button and the head flipped into
their chest.
Opened up.
Spin around. Yeah.
I remember I always wanted to be the Green Ranger, but never if we played with those, because you had to take off his shield, hit the button, and then put it back on.
Right.
They would go on to fix that in later iterations of the toy, but the first one you had to snap off the little thing, hit the thing, and then put it back on. I specifically remember that.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Again, shout out to Tyler. The ones that I had were the ones where they either karate chopped or kicked. I got a shout out to my mom. Tells the story all the time. December 95, going to get me the toys, and there was this small, but not small. I don't even remember if it was a New Jersey thing, and it sounds vaguely dirty. It was called the Romance Emporium.
Oh yeah, that sounds very dirty.
Has nothing to do with anything that comes to mind. But the story goes fucking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, Super Mom powers of waiting outside of just this kid better play with them. And I do believe she was happy as shit because you were talking about with Saba, I can't imagine the hours that went into them. I really could not imagine. I know that they were with me everywhere. Like, all right, you could bring one toy, and it's like, well, there's fucking 5 of them. Like, they're a squad. You don't break up it's called the Power Rangers, not the Power Ranger and 4. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I specifically remember that. And then kind of to tie up, I could never get the green or the white one in the tall one because you had to buy the Zords.
Oh, yeah.
You could only buy those in the Zords, so I never got that one because I never had any Zords. But luckily, again, shout out Tyler. I'd bring my 5 to his too.
Yeah.
Dude, he was.
Call Tyler up right now.
I tried to find him on Facebook, and I can't do it. Just to be like, dude, do you remember how many times we played with these? Just to hopefully for him to go, yeah, I still have them. Do you want them? And me to be like, I guess maybe I can take them off your hands for a little bit.
Yeah, Tyler sounds like a fucking cool dude, man.
He was. I can't remember when he moved or why, but he moved far.
Probably get away from you playing his toy.
If I had to guess. But it was kind of cool because his aunt then moved in next door. So we had a reason to come back for more than that. And we did see each other, but definitely before high school. Gone. I haven't talked to him in, 20 years like
Crazy,
now.
Right?
It is.
It's weird how kids just move away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, yep, I never see that guy again.
Especially, too, kids will never take it for granted, too, of like, oh, you didn't Facebook him when you knew him? And it's like, no.
Right.
And now I don't know.
That didn't exist. The internet did not exist.
Yeah,
at
we
that
were
point
kids.
in
That
time.
shit. When you played with someone and you just went home and that was it. You didn't talk to them until the next day. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like you had phones to text them and shit. So, yeah, kids just used to disappear. It's like
it's like if they weren't outside, you did not know if they were home or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a meme I saw the other day of this is how you knew where everybody was, and it was a bunch of bikes on the front
Bicycles, yeah,
yard.
I've
And it was
seen
like,
that.
that's fucking true. That was totally true.
Go
Just
home
like,
when the street lights come on. Yeah.
oh man, everybody's at Joe Madden's again.
We sound so fucking old right now.
It does. I was talking to my cousin this morning. I showed him since he's been here last, he hasn't seen the bathroom. And he's like, that's a nice floor. I was like, it is great flooring too. And it's waterproof. And we took it all the way out to the door. So when the dogs come in, it's not too muddy. He goes, that's a great idea. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, what would 10-year-old Nick say about this conversation? He's like, he'd probably kick you. And I was like, you're probably fucking right, dude. Like,
you know what I did today? I watered the lawn. like that's how fucking old I'm getting. I'm like, oh, it's getting hot. I better go water that lawn out there.
I don't want it to be all crabby. Yeah, no, I need it to be very green.
Went from Power Rangers to fucking being old real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent my whole day filing for loans so I can get a vehicle.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adult shit.
Yeah.
And then here we are talking about childhood shit.
So good, though.
It's great. It feels great. Yeah.
It was, as I was watching. I'll have to shout him out. The video itself is hard on YouTube sometimes because it's sometimes Linkira, then sometimes it's atop the fourth wall, and then sometimes it's Linkira atop the fourth wall in their descriptions over the entire series of Power Rangers. But whenever we talk about that guy or those videos, to catch up on all of these episodes, we watch this guy. He's awesome. Atop the fourth wall, history of the Power Rangers.
Yeah, he did a great recap.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of details, a lot of things he pointed out that I was sitting there watching, and I was like, I had never noticed any of that as a kid. And maybe I did notice it, but as a kid, my imagination was so powerful that like that didn't exist. Like it was still happening.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like you said, he pointed out a lot of stuff that I forgot about, and then like when he said, I'm like, oh yeah, like I forgot that happened or that was the storyline. But he did a great summation of everything, and he had a great humor. You know, I actually laughed quite a few times watching them because he just had some good wit to him. So yeah, I enjoyed those videos a lot.
Kind of touch back on what you said is I think I did that a lot too of just like, Nick, what are you doing? It's like, I'm writing the next episode and I had all my, so there were many times where I was like, oh, I thought this happened. And no, you're probably right. In my head, it's like, well, that happened in Nick's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but in Saban's, no.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Saban. I always said Saban my whole fucking life. And then I watched those videos. I'm like, oh, I've been saying it wrong all these years.
And then apparently too, it's not Ham, it's Hayam.
Oh, fuck. Really?
Hayam Saban is how you say it or something like that. I don't know.
It's weird.
But if you have Netflix, The Toys That Made Us, Season 2, Episode 2, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where I think somebody says it wrong or something, and he's there like, Hayam. And you're just like, oh, shit, okay.
I was just been like, hi, man.
Another guy who I love, because through Saban Entertainment, we got Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Isn't that weird? What a weird crossover that is.
That is a very bizarre crossover.
So if you watch the movie Reboot, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, sorry, it is super meta. It's kind of like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back in the fact that they've got to go and stop another movie from being started from Saban Entertainment. And the judge and the what are those people called? Bailiff. He goes, Saban Entertainment, didn't he make the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? And he's like, yeah, but they're all whole conglomerate now. And he goes, don't you remember when the red Power Ranger turned into the gold Power Ranger? And then he goes, deep cuts, Your Honor. And in the movie theater, I remember saying, that is deep cuts. Like, who the fuck remembers that Jason becomes the Gold Ranger later on?
Yeah, I didn't fucking remember that. No.
I didn't even remember a Gold Ranger. I was just like, no, there's only the main colors and then green and white. That was it.
Yep.
That's true. I did jump to Zeo. That didn't happen till Zeo. So sorry if I quote unquote spoiled anything for somebody who's 25 years late on this. Austin St. John. Do you know what? In fact, let's just get to the show.
Let's do it.
I was going to talk about why you left. But guys, it was great in this bros section. I want everybody out there. How'd you grow up with Power Rangers? Again, the call to action, to leave the comments. You know what to do. We're going to close on out of the bros section and open up into the heroes section. So like I kind of said earlier, I don't think that we're going to we cannot go through episode by episode. We'd have to devote an entire podcast to doing so, which I'm not going to say I'm not down for, but it's just not this podcast, not this episode, not right now. I'm going to try to go through the whole thing. So in the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the first episode is definitely, obviously, the best place to start. What is it? Day of the Dumpster? Day with the Dumpster? Somebody's a dumpster. Day of the Dumpster. First and foremost, that shit doesn't look like a dumpster. If I find a jewel-encrusted dumpster, just know I'm taking it, all right?
Yeah.
You are getting robbed if that's in your backyard.
Yeah, it was like a gold, diamond encrusted. Yeah, that was not a dumpster. I've never seen a dumpster like that in my life.
Instead, it's on the moon, but we could breathe on this moon. Power Rangers, I guess. So right off the bat, are we going to say that this is an alternate universe?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
it doesn't evolve here. Like it's not. Is Angel Grove even a real place? Do we know?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
You got the iPad, JD. Let's Google that. Let's find out if Angel Grove is a true thing.
Definitely, I don't think it is. But I'm assuming it takes place in California. Is that?
I would always assume that
it was
too.
Always nice.
Oh, wait, it's Angel Grove, California is a fictional town in the Power Rangers universe.
All right, good. So it's
not a real town,
right,
but I could definitely see there actually being an Angel Grove. You know what I mean? It just sounds like an actual town.
Does it confirm a real or real not state or where it could be or anything?
Oh, it says Angel Grove, California.
Okay, so it is California.
Yeah.
But in this version of the Earth, in this version of California, on the moon you can breathe, and there's dumpsters.
And there's gravity.
There's gravity. If you go into Wild Force eventually, like they train people there.
It's well lit.
It's pretty much the desert. It looks like it's not the moon that I've seen. You know.
And eventually we meet who's pretty much in charge for the entire first episode of Rita Repulsa. Top grade A fucking bad guy right off the bat, man.
I can't fucking stand her.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Her
Like,
voice
her
even
voice
as a kid
just
annoyed me.
Yeah.
Like I just hated it.
Power Rangers. It just annoyed the shit out of me. Yeah. But I guess that's the point. Like you want to not like her, you know. But
you wanted that disdain hatred of her. I mean, like her laugh was probably like nails on a chalkboard.
Is that her hair that's on top of it? Is that her hair?
Is that her real hair?
No, I don't think it's a real hair. But I'm saying, is that supposed to be her hair? Or is that?
I've always thought it was a hat/crown.
I thought it was her hair, like coming through the. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I can't fucking tell. But
yeah, she was an empress, so I always figured it was a crown of some sort.
That makes
I've
sense.
heard that the lady who did her voice, they were like, think Wicked Witch.
yeah.
So that obviously plays very well by everything we just kind of did here of the shrillness and all that. So
Well, Wizard.
If only that dumpster fell on her.
Yeah.
That would be like that would be the best.
Well, Power Rangers, I think they touch upon this in the videos too. In general, has a very Wizard of Oz vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like Zordon's kind of like the man behind the curtain. You know what I mean? Like
he is Oz, yeah.
And she has like flying monkeys and shit like that. So it's kind of like as a kid, I never picked up on that, but like watching that, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
As a kid, I didn't really like the Wizard of Oz.
I hate the Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
So I probably never got the references until like we all watched those videos, and he said it and he pointed it out, and I was like, oh yeah, I see that now.
Yeah. I believe it's one of those things where like if you're like, well, if you look hard enough, and it's like if you're drunk enough and you squint your eyes, do you see it? And you're like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
Because I don't remember, he didn't get his wings back until like Zed gave him back.
Who, Goldar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have to devote, because there's so many things in the back of my mind, to just the comics. I found out Goldar has a brother.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, apparently in the past he had a brother and he was like Goldar but silver, and Zed killed him.
Was he called Silvar?
I don't remember. I didn't want to bring up much comic stuff because I don't want to piss off the hardcore Boom Studios guys. Like The what?
Was he on a surfboard?
Yes, he was the silver Goldar surfer is what he was. Nice pull. But he didn't get his wings back for a little bit. But yeah, I could see the Wizard of Oz kind of feel of that. So Rita wakes up, has all of these minions. Finster makes all the stuff. Mm-hmm. Squat and Babu are the other guys who I didn't realize had so much to do until I kind of went back and I was like, wow, they're doing a fucking lot. Like, they made monsters once or twice. They went down to Earth more than I remembered. Like, I always kind of remembered them just being stupid and in the way, but...
They're kind of like, they kind of remind me of the monster version of Bulk and Skull, which we'll get to, you know what I mean? Like,
fucking A.
Yeah, that is a great comparison. I was
really
thinking the same
is.
thing. Like, yeah.
like, it's like
They were like the two
similar
idiots. And the
body
comic
structure,
relief.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
One was big and the other one was scrawny. Yeah, you're right.
That's fucking funny. That's so awesome. But the only thing I really remember again comes later on with Zed, where they're like peeping through the peephole, and every time Zed got mad, he'd be red. And just them being there. But in this first season, they had a lot to do.
Yeah.
Finster, like I brought up earlier, he made the monsters out of clay, the putties and all that, Goldar and Rita. Do they all come out of the dumpster? I guess.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They all came out together. I remember that. So they were all trapped in there for
like 10,000 years. Yeah.
You know, which probably felt like eternity being inside of a dumpster.
I mean, 10,000 years is a
because
fucking
nobody else brings it up, though. It's only this bitch going, I was in there for 10,000 years. And like nobody else goes like, yeah, me too, bro. I was there with you.
Yeah, I was right next to you.
Because later on,
a toilet the entire time.
I held it with you for 10,000 years.
I'll imagine that piss.
No, I don't.
It's like Austin Powers when he gets out of the...
I just remember, well, I guess what I should say is I don't remember through the rest of this of what we're going to talk about how many times she goes in and out of the dumpster.
Yeah, I didn't remember that either.
I definitely remember one more time that Zed sent her away.
Yeah.
But the Power Rangers get her at the end of that and send her back, and she comes back a third time. So in the entire series, this bitch has come out of this dumpster 3 times.
She's a stage 5 clinger, yeah. She's keeps coming back.
But with their first arrival now, Zordon's like, I need 5 teenagers with attitude.
Which is kind of ridiculous. Like, if you're going to fight this villain who's been locked up for 10,000 years, it's like, you know what we need? Some teenagers. Because usually teenagers are a bunch of, we were all teenagers. We were assholes when we were teenagers, you know what I mean? So it's a funny, like, looking back now, like when you're a kid, you're like, oh yeah, that makes total sense, 5 teenagers. But now you're like, why would you pick fucking teenagers? They suck, you know what I mean? But,
well, yeah, when you're 6, it's like, well, of course they took teenagers. You need somebody responsible.
Yeah.
And then as a 30-year-old, you're like, a 17-year-old would be so bad at this job, guys. Let's reevaluate this.
Yep.
But not only that, but he's like, we need them with attitude. And it's like, well, the ones that you picked were 2D, like,
Billy has 0 attitude.
They're the nicest ones in the entire show.
Yeah, they're the nicest people. Like, they have 0 attitude.
Yep.
Like, you should have got people from, if it was based in California, you guess you should have took them from the worst part, not the best part.
Yeah. Should have went to, like, Compton? Is it Compton? I
believe
should have went to Compton and get to some teenagers.
People there would probably have a little bit more attitude, because the thing that I noticed as I went through is that any other group of teenagers that encountered them, if they weren't friends, i.e. when we Rocky, Aisha, they were fucking assholes.
Yeah.
So like they're playing volleyball with somebody and like they stop for a second because Billy feels Zed's presence or some shit like that. The other team's like, come on, are we going to play or what? And it's like, it's been 4 fucking seconds. Can you jump off their dick about it? Like,
again, teenagers are assholes.
Those are the teenagers with attitude.
Those are actual teenagers.
Yeah. We talked about the evil Rangers, or kind of like there was the Dark Rangers that said, like, those teenagers had attitude. Yes, I agree completely, Mark, that these people, these are some of the nicest ones. They were the most athletic that we've ever seen, but Bulk and Skull definitely had, quote unquote, more attitude than not.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fucking hysterical. Now, you kind of touched on a question I wanted to go with. If you knew that the fate of the world depended on it, and you as an adult could say to Zordon, yes, go back to my teenage self and my friends, would you send him back to yourself?
Fuck no. I didn't do shit as a teenager. I wasn't doing karate. I wasn't doing any of that shit. I was honestly drinking in the woods. So, like, if you're going to leave the fate up to someone who's drinking in the woods, then the world's fucked, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be the worst choice they could make, because I was smoking, pot and, avoiding cops. You know, I was like, well, if you wanted attitude, I guess I would have had that, but
right.
I would not the best choices in the world. Like, I'd be driving that Zord into places like McDonald's.
I'd be drunk driving the Zord. Oh, fuck.
I actually kind of had 2 answers to this. I went to a vocational school for high school. If it was me and those kids, I'd be like, yeah, we could totally do it. If it was me and my, like, I don't want to, like, my punk friends, the kids who I was in a band with and going to shows with and fucking shit up with, like, those kids cannot.
Yeah.
My technical friends, yeah, we probably could have maybe saved one or two things, but
Yeah, because you could build shit and stuff. But
we did not party. Not until high school ended did I remember actually ever going anywhere with them and being like, we can legally drink here. Isn't this fun? Like, it was kind of...
Yeah,
I mean, definitely, like, as teenagers, I guess we would have creative ways of handling situations of what wouldn't have been the correct way. I think, like, collateral damage would have been at an all-time high. Like, Angel Grove would not exist anymore.
Yeah, we'd have a leveled city. And definitely none of my friends know hip-hop keto.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
They were not more, like...
wish I did, though.
Because Jason was jacked as fuck. When I went back at that and I looked, even Billy, they covered him up. Like, David Yost was yoked. They should have really called him David Yoked.
That's another thing. I was a scrawny ass bitch in high school, to put it bluntly. You know what I mean? Like, I was thin, like, tiny. So yeah, the world would have been fucked if it was up to me and my friends.
I've had the same body type since I was 5 years old. I'm just like...
You had a beard too since you were 5?
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. Just like the same kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I was a tiny kid. I was a tiny kid, yeah. And then now look at me. but yeah, it's like I said, the world would have been screwed if it was up to me and my friends.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think, no matter what, like, me and my friends were blowing up things like fireworks and shooting fireworks at each other and stuff. You know, it's like, don't give us, like, no power suits and some Megazords. We'd be battling in the backyard of the city, you know, like, it wouldn't be good.
As your younger self, just like these teenagers found all of a sudden they were zapped into this place, had morphers put upon their waists, would you then call? Would you then, like, do you feel like you would have reacted the same? Just like, I'm not doing this. Like, I found that so weird in the show. I feel like if it was me, I'd be like, all right, I got this.
Like, if
maybe you shouldn't have chosen me, but now that you have, like, I'm going to make sure this is going to be fun.
Oh, how would I react if I was chosen to be a Ranger?
Yeah, all of a sudden you're just kind of there as a 17-year-old.
I mean, yeah, I'd probably have been like, fuck yeah, this is pretty cool. But at the same time, I'd probably be a little nervous. You know what I mean? I probably would have been like, okay, so this is a lot of responsibility, but I probably would have fucking done it, yeah.
Nice.
Well, if I would have been teleported, seeing a floating head, first off, I would, make sure at my 17-year-old self at that point in time would have been like, either this weed was laced or it's really good because I'm seeing things. But then at the same time, I would probably sit there and just be like, the Power Rangers? Can we go with another name?
Yeah, all right.
Hey, can we? And secondly, my other question is, are you sure you want me and then my rowdy bunch of friends? Like, is this your best choice? Like, I'm pretty sure out in Russia, they're more badass than us, for
That's
American
true.
Kids.
He could have gone continental.
Yeah.
But we are led to believe the chamber has been there since forever. It's older than time itself. Yeah, they never really say,
right? But it's been there for as long as, probably time existed, I guess.
No, because when we clash into, like, episodes, they do go back in time a few times, and we do see that there are Rangers.
Yeah, they go back to the Wild West and they have little spurs on their boots all of a sudden and little handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
That was adorable. I don't remember that, but fuck me, that was adorable. Yeah. It's like, how will we know that they're Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the West? It's like, don't worry.
I wonder if they go back to, like, Pilgrim times. They have, like,
little buckles hats, on their fucking hats. Their stockings are pulled up really tight. They're wearing little fucking muskets, bridges.
Yeah.
Their Megazord has, like, an axe pick.
Their Megazord's a turkey. Like, it's just a big, huge turkey.
I was going to go the same route of, like, why turkey? Why not? That's so fucking funny. After this, we get a lot of filler episodes. We get to kind of know these Rangers, but not a lot. Like, there's not huge pieces kind of put together about them that I've kind of relearned. Not until Tommy Oliver shows up, the Green Ranger, then to become what the guy in the video, again, at the top the fourth wall, called the Tommy Oliver Show featuring the Power Rangers. And from then on, that's kind of what it is for the rest of season 1, in my opinion. We get the 5-part Green with Evil. Now, 5 parts at that. I don't know why I said that like Christopher Walken.
5 parts. Talking to me all wrong.
I work with Rita.
We can continue. Rita, got some Power Rangers.
They're gonna morph.
They're gonna stab somebody right in the eye.
It's crazy.
Where did you get the power coin? I had to hide it up my ass. Oh, that's fucking hysterical. From now on, let's just dub all of Power Rangers with Christopher Walken. Oh, so
It's
good.
morphin' time. All right.
But as a kid, though, when 5 parts was happening, I don't really think that was happening much other parts. And I think Mark brought it up of being a kid and like not much matters when you're a kid. This mattered. Like this was, I got to get home. I have to know what happens. And it leads on cliffhangers. And the one I remember, whatever episode it was, is when Alpha comes back on. That's the other thing, like, too, that the Green Ranger destroyed Zordon. And
Well, yeah,
you're
he
just
rips
like,
up
what
the
the
whole place,
fuck
yeah.
is going on? But it's when they get him on the viewing globe and it turns and it's like, oh no, look. And it's Tommy's face and just like, oh man, we still have episodes to go.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. And then Kim, when she's like, I know you're the Green Ranger. And he's like, you better watch your fucking back and shit. You're just like, holy shit, this
Yeah.
show is crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, yeah, like you said, that's when like Tommy Oliver and the Power Rangers. But that was when he got introduced, and his story arc is probably one of the better story arcs of a lot of shows. You know what I mean? Like even though it's a kids show technically, you know what I mean? But yeah, he was just a badass character. Came in to fuck shit up basically, and he did the job. You know?
Well, he did it wonderfully, and like he was just one guy. Like here, like before he even shows up, there's failed attempts, and there's like big monsters, and you would think like, oh, these are the ones that are gonna like give the Power Rangers a difficult time. No, a guy, another teenager in a green suit is literally whooping 4 other like Power Rangers, and he's doing it with ease. Like they're not like touching him. Like he even breaks into their own, Zord, and just starts whooping them inside of it. It's like someone robbing you in your car and just beating the crap out of you in your own car and just walking out. Like he doesn't even take your car. He just whips you in your car and just walks away.
In your car that's sitting in your driveway in front of your house. And
Yeah.
you're just like, Jesus.
Christ, this guy means business. Yeah.
I remember that vividly of him opening the door and just being like, I'm here now, and then falling out. It's the first time they've ever been ejected from the Megazord. And it's also the first time that he grew to their side and fought the Megazord one-on-one. Again, as a kid, boom, mind was
blown,
motherfucking blown. Of just like, this guy means business. And then also with the added angle of he didn't have the secret identity versus the Power Rangers the whole time. So there is a point where Kimberly does say something and he's just like, fuck off. And you're just like, wow, okay. Like he's like, you're not the senator of everybody's universe, Kimberly. And you're like, whoa.
He is a teenager with attitude. He's who the Zordon should have got originally. I don't know why the fuck he didn't pick him originally, but
You would think that he would have picked evil teenager. So Rita had it right all along, actually.
we've been on it, man.
I mean, you would have thought the Red Ranger, because you would think like, all right, like we were talking about the Teenage Mutant Turtles. So we all know Leonardo is the head of the group. Like we know he's the main. Everyone else is kind of like side. You would think the Red Ranger would be that. No, Green Ranger
Came in and stole the show.
Yeah.
He just steals it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's definitely no secret among fans that he's I think I even said it actually, he's the most paid Power Ranger, and because of that, we lose more than one Ranger over the course of time.
Yeah.
Through the series.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, I think we'll get to that in a minute, because we should say that like Green Ranger did just kind of come in, fuck shit up, but now he's a Power Ranger, and then that storyline's kind of done.
Yeah. He just kind of joins up. He's like, all right, can't beat him, join him, I guess, or whatever. Like, that kind of mentality.
I don't know if it was like, I can't beat him. I think he was just more like, I don't want to keep doing this. Like, he didn't want to keep being controlled by, annoying witch lady and her flying monkeys.
Yeah.
Like he was like, yeah, you know what? This is not for me. Like,
I would hope that that's true, because I believe that as well. Because like you talked about in the beginning of the episodes, he flung them around. And then at the end of the day, Jason, with a well-pointed shot, just destroys the dark sword. And it's just like, whew, done. And you're like, all right, that was kind of easy, actually.
Right.
So I was always kind of thinking, and somewhere maybe I watched of like inside, he was like, no. And that's why he started to lose more often, more than just plot convenience, but also the good side that we'll see throughout fucking almost the next 8 years of Power Rangers was the good in him going.
I mean, he had the most storyline. He had like his character had
background,
had the background. So we got to see like his attitude, and though we didn't really get to see why he chose to be bad, I feel like maybe I probably have to like go back and rewatch. I think like in the episodes you can start realizing he starts having like an authority issue with the Wicked Witch. He's like you're stupid.
Yeah,
and I could literally do this all by myself. So why not?
Again, to call out the comics really quick, not too deep, he does that in the comics. He like straight out kills them, takes over the world, kills most of the Rangers. They're about to give the Red Ranger the White Ranger power, Jason Scott. And in the meantime, he kills him and takes the white power. So he's a white-green hybrid called Lord Draken, who is like taking over the world and shit. And he does stab Rita. He eventually, like, he's friends with Finster, and then he dies. It's Boom Studios is doing crazy shit. I keep saying I don't want to bring it up because I don't know too much about it. But the more I'm thinking about it, like, the Draken line was fucking crazy.
Wasn't Lord Draken later in the show too, or no? Is that when they go to?
That's a guy.
I will get there. I know we'll get there. But like, what's his name? That guy?
It's Draken or There is a Lord Draken or something like that on wherever they have to go.
That fucking planet where they're enslaved people or something like that. Yeah.
It's Alpha's homeworld, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But it's not. Oh, maybe it is the Masked Rider episode in season 3.
I think it might be, which we'll get to. But I was just curious. That name kind of. I was like, wait, isn't that already a dude? But
there was one time where I had to go back and re-listen. I was like, it's off by I think it's a K and a G or some weird shit like that. Because I was like, wait, did we call Lord Draken before any of this happened? But I don't think so.
Okay.
With Tommy kind of done in season 1, season 2 starts with him still having his powers, but the others gain different powers.
Can we touch on the shield real quick before
Freddy? Yes.
before we move on to season this, I didn't obviously as a kid I had no idea, but there's the Japanese footage they use a lot of the fight scenes, most of the fight scenes actually, which Tommy has this badass looking shield, the gold shield, and then when they do the American shots, the American filmed version of it, he has like this. It's like a cloth shield. It's totally different quality. Like as a child, I didn't pick up on it at all. But when I was watching this video, I'm like, wow, that fucking sucks. That shit. Like it looks so stupid.
It really does look so fucking bad.
Yeah,
I cannot believe I didn't pick up on that as a kid.
I know. Compared to like the other one, you know what I mean? Like compared to the good quality one, you're like, fuck, this looks terrible.
But then again, that's one of those things where if you like something so much, you don't see like the bad in it.
Put blinders on. Yeah,
you kind of just put those beer goggles on. And that's just all you see. It's like, oh yeah, this is great.
And still to continue into season 2 is one of the first times we see them in costume, but with removed helmets.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that, again, looking back on it, are even worse. So when he's got the helmet on and it's the weird cloth, you're like, all right, there's the whole thing. But when you see Tommy moving around with it, you're just like, oh, Jesus. Like, that is not as good as the one from the other show.
It's like a homemade costume your mom would make or something for Halloween.
Yep.
It's like, damn, this okay. It's not movie quality like we said before. But yeah, like, and when they took their helmets off, that was a huge deal too. You're like, holy fuck, because the first time you saw them without their helmets on, it was just a cool moment. I remember as a kid, I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. You didn't even know their helmets could come off.
Right.
It was just one of those things where you're like, oh, that can happen?
Yeah.
I think at a young age, I was told how this was working because I was very curious how they morphed. And I believe I was told that, it's footage from a different than they're making it. It's a TV show and shit. But then when the helmets came off, I was like, no, look, it can't just I thought to me it was a revelation of no, my parents are wrong. They're not doing what they said. Like they're really there filming. Like they are real.
Yeah.
I thought it was more of a documentary, I guess.
Yeah, this is a true story of the Power Rangers.
This is what Earth would have been like on it. Yeah, but they saved the day and now we're here instead or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like you said. Yeah, because you're kind of like, oh no, this is proving what you said wrong. They're actually filming it in California, wherever the fuck they filmed it. But yeah, it was a weird moment because you didn't know because you saw the two different. Obviously, there's different quality in both filming styles. You know what I mean? So it was kind of going back looking now. Like as a kid, I didn't pick up on it, but now looking back, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of differences you don't realize, until you're older and watching it again.
Yeah, I never even knew they were taking it from the Asian
Yeah.
part. Like I literally thought like the Power Rangers was like authentically original. Like I was like, oh yeah, this is all one thing. Like if someone would have like, if you would have asked me 5 or 10 years ago, and it would have been like, did you know that they ripped off of something else to fill in all these fight scenes and everything? I would have been like, nah, you're wrong. You're totally wrong. Like if there was no internet for you to back that up, I would have argued with you. I would have been like, no, this was truly an American TV show, and the Power Rangers was made here. Like, it was no way this was ripped off. This is an original idea. Like, I would have never thought of anything else.
It's a trifecta of truths in the feeling of they took it from the Japanese show, they commissioned the Japanese studio to make specific stuff for Power Rangers, and there was stuff shot in America for like it was a real hodgepodge of fucking shit going on to make this show.
Yeah. But they saved a lot of money using the other footage, you know what I mean? Because that's a lot of the fight scenes where basically they used all of it until they ran out of it. You know what I mean? Then they were like, okay, now we got to start filming our own shit. But
let's get new Zords.
Right, yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. They brought in Zed, and Zed just took apart the Dino Zords, and he was like, all right, well, Zordon was like, well, I'll give you thunder power, and we'll just transform these Zords. And they get brand new Zords, but they keep the same costumes.
Not only that, and they would allow them they would get these Zords, but they already had footage from the Japanese show, or you know what I mean? So it was like new Zords to the show, but that's why they did it, so they could incorporate these new Zords because they had footage of those new Zords. You know what I mean? Like, so it was all about money, which is obviously everything is really, but.
Which I think you brought up earlier was they brought in the new Zords. Their outfits stayed the same, and I think their helmets stayed the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they were still, the T-Rex, the Saber-Tooth,
Which I justified as, because when you later saw, when they called their Thunder Zords, you would see the T-Rex, and it would get hit by lightning and become the Red Dragon. Same thing for Triceratops and blah, blah, blah. Yep. So that made sense. But later, when we'll talk about season 3 of when they got the ninja powers, that was gone. So why they didn't get an ape, a bear, and some different helmets, that's the one that fucking bothers me.
They were making enough money that they could have been like, we could add a little extra, special effects. So when they call in their Zord, as soon as they get, like, the Zord gets struck by lightning, the Power Rangers get struck by lightning, and they all just change.
Something.
Yeah.
Something could have happened, because we even get the Ninjetti form, which is like them all robed up in a different nice form, But
then again, in their mind, they're probably like, this is a kid's show. They're not going to fucking pick up on it. You know what I mean?
Then we'd have to change the toy molds as well.
Right,
that was, in my opinion, that's why. At the end of the day, it was 100%. I'm not changing the toys as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Paying for new helmets is one thing. Paying for new toy molds, no thank you. But season 2, we get Tommy out of green and into white, which is a very large amount of story in a very small amount of time. But that's what we have to do there. I remember the white light. I remember having a book. It was pretty much the episodes in book form, fun pictures and everything. And I remember this episode so much. We talked about a little bit of, they tried to set up red herrings of who it could have been. Of course, it's Tommy. It's Jason David Frank comes back. But do you remember that moment as well of him descending almost from the heavens, and he comes down and he lands so perfectly, and then he takes off his helmet.
Jesus. He was like,
he did.
You're Messiah.
It really was messianic in figure, and then he just comes down and he takes off the helmet, and before commercial, Kimberly passes out.
Yeah.
And something you brought up earlier of maybe what can load up even more to the Jason David Frank / Tommy Oliver is awesome is Kimberly liked him.
Yep.
And am I the only one whose Kimberly was their first crush?
Hell yeah. I fucking love
First,
Kimberly.
legit first crush.
Yeah.
So that had to lead to him being awesome.
Famous, famous actor.
Yes.
Crush.
First celebrity crush, Amy Jo Johnson, 100%. So since she liked Tommy, I have to be more like Tommy, and then Kimberly will like me.
Yep.
So when she fainted, I was just like, oh man, my girl fainted. What's going on? Like,
she gonna make it?
Who could this be? And then it was Tommy. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. Like, as a kid, it was a revelation. I was just like, oh shit.
The moment I remember obviously the moment when he was introduced and came down from the heavens or whatever, but the moment I remember more is when they're in I can't remember who it is, when they're in the command center and they see underneath them working on
Billy. Billy sees, yes.
And I was like, who the fuck? What is that? Like, it was kind of like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. That was like a moment that sticks with me more than the actual introduction of them. Like, just because I was like, the first glimpse at him, you're like, oh, this is fucking wild.
I don't remember if they had like the commercial like for the next preview of the next episode, they were like, find out who is the White Ranger.
I can't either.
I don't remember
I
either.
don't remember if they did.
Probably. They probably had some sort of,
They had to tease it somehow.
on Fox, yeah.
Or
yeah.
were we just so addicted? It doesn't. A guy who
Didn't
sells
matter,
crack doesn't need to advertise that he sells crack.
Yeah, exactly.
The people who want it know where to get their fix. And we were like, Fox Kids, 4 p.m. I got you.
You got any more of that White Ranger?
I definitely remember that. And then he gets his own Zord, the White Zord.
Yeah.
Kind of standard 6th Ranger. And that is when I learned that footage is the same, or at least the robot footage of the Thunder Megazord. So they were again able to bring 2 Zords into the same frame, and they were able to fight together, and that was awesome. And again, just kind of like the Dragon Zord, the White Tiger Zord could take the blue and yellow feet.
Right. They
Kind of
make
interchange.
a super mega whatever hell it is. Yeah.
Is that when the turtle came in?
Tor, yeah. Before that, we got the Brachiosaurus. What the fuck was that thing's name?
Fuck, man. I'm terrible with names, so
Yeah,
this is
you know
on
I'm
you,
terrible with
man.
names,
You're the
too.
name guy.
You're looking at the 2 worst people for names.
Titanus. I did write it down.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So Titanus, we met actually during Megazord, during the first one, but we've had him for a little bit. But when all 3, that's like the Ultra Megazord, and then we meet Tor. Tor? Is that what I just said?
Yeah, Tor. I think that's
Tor
what
the
you
Turtle
said.
Short?
Yeah.
Tor the Shuttle Zord?
Yeah.
That was during
Try
the
to say
Thunder
that
ones
really
as well.
fast. See how fast.
It's
you talk
hard.
about
No,
it.
I'm going to fucking put that on my tongue twisters that I say before I get going. Tor the Shuttle Zord. No, I can't do it.
Arsonist had oddly shaped feet. Before, I don't know if you're going to touch on this or not, but before the White Ranger even gets introduced, we get introduced to Zed, the new villain. You know what I mean? The major villain, which for me was awesome. I loved Zed because I couldn't stand Rita to begin with, like I said. So when we get this new villain, I was like, holy fuck. There was a lot of change in this season, a lot of different for a kid, and for a show like when you're a kid, like holy shit, it was like you're getting a lot thrown at you. You know what I mean? But it was good. It was a good change, in my opinion. It was a good change. I enjoyed I think I enjoyed season 2 more than not more than season 1 because I did like the Green Ranger arc. But it was an enjoyable season from what I remember as a child.
Zed did stuff with a candle. Zed was the reason that the Green Ranger fucked off eventually, and
he was Rita's boss essentially, right? Zed, he was like
he put it back in the dumpster, sent her off, and he was alone for a little bit.
Yeah.
Did he do the candle? Rita did the candle. She did the candle until it burned out. He got his powers back.
Yeah.
The Green Ranger,
There was 2 candles, weren't there?
Yeah, I think Rita had the candle in the first season, didn't she? Or
Yeah.
no? Am I
She had a candle.
That was basically his power source. Source was the candle, the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
And then Zed had a knockoff, or he figured something like I can't.
I know he encased
Terrible.
the Green Ranger's powers in a crystal, so that he could make the anti-Rangers.
Yes. The kids in the sock puppet costumes.
Yeah.
All those
Are we
fucking
going to get there? Are we
costumes.
going to talk about that? Now?
Yeah, that's where we are. Because if you also notice in that shot, Zed must have broke his staff and duct taped it back together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
No.
dude, if you look at that shot, you could see a piece of fucking duct tape around the top of Zed's staff, and you're like, dude, you had no budget for this episode whatsoever. What the fuck did you spend? It wasn't a green dragon shield.
So going back to the green can, I just looked it up real quick, Tommy's powers are in danger of being reclaimed by Rita forever thanks to the green candle. So she had the candle to absorb his powers, and then I don't remember what Zed did, but he had a candle as well. But I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
He had the candles for all the 4 Rangers.
He
Right.
did that one as well, yeah.
But yeah, what'd you say?
The costumes.
The
Oh yeah, the fucking
of the anti-Rangers.
oh my god, the Dark Ranger. That was kind of they just blew the budget on everything else. They're we're just gonna get. You ever watch It's Always Sunny?
No.
Always Sunny. There's one episode where the one guy just wears a green spandex, and that's all essentially those costumes. Where it was just spandex, different color spandex. You're and I think I was as a kid, I remember being hyped up for these Dark Rangers. Oh, these guys are gonna look fucking so cool, and you just it was just something they threw together. I feel like they're here, no, we're just gonna give you spandex. That's your costume. You know what I mean? How you gonna go up against the Power Rangers who have these badass helmets, and you have spandex on your head?
Because they even mentioned in these videos of something I forgot of Rita earlier turning putties into quote unquote bad Rangers, and they looked just like the Rangers, but they had black gloves on.
Yeah.
I was I would have even done something like
Right,
that, maybe,
yeah.
or some shit. But these guys,
Where was that costume? Where was the costume? Did you guys lose those costumes for after you gave them to the putties?
The Psycho Rangers are what the Dark Rangers should have looked like.
Oh, yeah.
Those, which is much later on, obviously, but
So good looking.
Those
What a
costumes,
great character design.
They're fucking badass.
Literally-
Like they stick with me to this day. Like I remember those costumes specifically.
Yeah. But those costumes are so bad. You thought like you were not watching Power Rangers anymore. You were watching a porno adaptation of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Somebody's backyard bad. Yeah, just
It's
like
morphin' time, baby. Yeah.
Baby. The bolt starts coming out.
And also, like in that episode, they're supposed to be in the other world, I believe. But it's basically you expect the other world to be like this dark planet, but they're like
right outside the Megazord, right outside the
command center.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, this doesn't look like the other world. Like again, as a child, probably didn't pick up on it, but rewatching it now, you're like, man, this like you expect like it to be a little more mysterious of a place, but no, this looks like the desert where the command center is.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Austin Powers 2. They make a joke and to reference it to this, it's like, it's amazing how the other world looks exactly like Southern California.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. It is funny. It was like you looked at it and I like now looking at it, like when they were when he was bringing it up in the video, I was thinking like in my imagination, I remember it being like this very dark, ominous place, right? So then I seen it on the video. I was like, oh crap, that's not how I remembered it at all. Like I was thinking like original Mortal Kombat when they go to the other realm and it's dark. There's people on like pitchfork, like on stakes and everything. And it's so dark and things are on fire. And then it's like, oh, that kind of looks like Arizona.
Later on, they do a lot of cave work where they're always in caves. Like whenever somebody gets kidnapped later on, that's what I thought they should have done. Yep. But like we're talking about, it just looked like a cave outside of Southern California. So it really, I agree. I thought it was going to be much cooler. I thought the Rangers were going to do much, but no, they just came and went. And the only thing that those dick teenagers needed were friends. And it's like, well, didn't you have each other?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. And that's how we left the Green Ranger. That sucks a little bit, but
in the Dark Rangers, I'm sure we're going to touch on it, but the three new Power Rangers which will join up later were actually first. That was Lord Zed's target to be the actual Dark Rangers, was those three ninjas. Like those three characters, but it didn't work. So I think he landed on these other kids. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just it didn't translate some of the stuff with that whole storyline. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of weird things that went on, and you kind of had a little more higher expectations.
It just seemed more like a budget problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seemed like. It's like, we blew all our money on the new toy line, so
I have literally nothing. Yeah. Nothing. This is what I could give you for nothing. And they were like, fine. You had a great transition, though, in talking about the three teens. So I definitely remember the three teens coming in. I don't remember how poorly they kicked the other three teens out.
Yeah.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier of Jason David Frank being the number one to get paid. Toy Trang, Walter Jones, and Austin St. John were like, pay us more. And they were like, no. They're like, fuck off. Okay. And they left. And they brought in Steve Cardenas, Johnny Young Bosch, and Karen Ashley to replace the red, black, and yellow Rangers, respectively. When those negotiations broke down, they didn't film like goodbye shit. So you would have Billy, Kimberly, and Jason. Am I missing one? No, that's 6. You'd have those three hanging out. And then you'd hear one of the other three talking off screen like, yeah, we got to get going. See you guys later. And then cut back to those three other Rangers who hadn't been replaced. All right, bye. And then they'd go and fuck off with the three kids who would eventually become Rangers. And when you're watching this as an adult, you're like, God damn, this is so obvious. Never saw it coming as a kid.
Well, it was also, they sent it to a peace conference. I'm like, in my mind now watching, I'm like, how long is this fucking peace conference? Why do they have to get new Rangers? Can't they just like go on this hiatus for a little bit and then come back? But like, now, I mean, as a child, you don't pick up on that shit. Yeah, but like now, it's like, what the fuck is this peace conference, and how long does it last? Forever? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. It could have been like, yeah, my parents and I are going to go to Australia.
Yeah, we're moving away or something. Yeah,
we're moving. We're going to London.
Yeah,
you know, my dad got a new job. I'm leaving. You know, so it's been fun being a Power Ranger. You know, I think that guy will work out fine.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't work out that way. It was just what we got. Like you said, it was just like this dubbed over, like, goodbye.
They were just gone.
Because they didn't film anything. They walked off. So it's just so badly dubbed. And sometimes you'll get like 2/3 quarter shots of just faces and like, but Zordon, what are we going to do? And you're like, oh, guys, how could you do them like that? And that's why they did them like that. Once I got over the initial shock, though, I liked them. And then once they were the ones featured in the movie, that's the other thing that sucks.
I totally forgot they were in the movie. I assumed it was Trini and Zach and
no,
Bill,
right as they
Jason.
left and these other people got brought in, they're like, all right, listen, you're going to be here for like a week or two, and then we're going to go to Australia and we're going to make a movie, and we're going to still make the show, but like, is that cool?
Fuck yeah. Right?
And they were like, fuck yeah, because they thought but imagine that. Imagine doing that role for so long, getting fucked out of like, can you imagine how much different the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie would be
with those guys in
with
it,
Jason, Zach, and Trini instead?
Yeah, like I said, I totally forgot they weren't in it, those three.
On an added point, how bad do those three feel when they walked off? Then that movie came along, and I'm pretty sure they had to get paid for filming that movie. So you have a contract for the show. Now you have a new contract for the movie. So that means those people just took on the roles they built and just now probably got paid twice for that movie. And they probably were sitting there kicking themselves in the ass. Like, oh crap, there was supposed to be a movie. Like, can I come back real quick for that movie and that's it? And then you could just keep the show.
Yeah.
They definitely, from what I hear, they still weren't paid that great. But still, they got paid for that and the movie, so it still had to be a kick in the pants regardless of just like, fuck me.
Yeah.
I do and I don't want to talk about the movie, which is actually pretty typical of me to say. It just doesn't make fucking sense. In the movie, we get the ninja powers. In the third season, we get the ninja powers, and they are completely separate fucking stories. I would love to come back, do a movie, maybe even a movie versus movie comparison. But right now, we're going to pretend like the movie does not exist past the talking that we just did. Because nothing stays. Nothing from that movie sticks into the canon at all. It's never to be mentioned again. Yeah. Nobody says Ivan Ooze, as far as I know, ever again. He spits out a giant booger that makes the Tenga warriors. In the show, it's Rita Repulsa's brother, Rito Repulsa, who plants eggs on the moon. And that's where they come from. The Zords came from the Great Power. This one we meet Ninjor. Like, the whole thing is completely different. Anybody out there who's like, yeah, we're going to talk about the movie. Not today, Eric. No.
To be honest with you, I would have to rewatch the movie, too, because I forget a ton of shit from the movie. You know what I mean? But, it's
I think we would have to do that. We should all just watch it together.
Yeah.
That'd be great. While we're sitting here playing with the toys, too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The one thing I do, actually, because already I'm just a fucking asshole, that reminds me of the movie and the entire thing of like maybe why the peace conference made sense is like, did you guys do anything half as cool as these teenagers in high school? Like, did you ever jump out of planes for charity? Did you ever motocross dirt bike for charity? Did you ever hold giant floats? Like anything, any of the cool shit, hold food drives and like anything.
Again, I was drinking in the woods when I was a teenager.
These kids are the most philanthropic fucking kids. They run planets, they run programs after school. They run physical stuff. It's just amazing. And when you watch the movie, they open up on like, we're jumping out of planes to save the Space Needle. And you're like, why? How is this raising money for anybody?
Well, number one, how did you get your parents to sign off on that? You know, like if I told my mom, like, hey, Mom, I'm going to go jump out of a plane for a fundraiser. She'd be like, fuck that. You are not jumping out of any plane. And who is the one that's telling you you're doing this? Right. I'm going to go and scream at them.
Yeah.
Only once in MMPR do we see parents. And it's back before the change of the three. And I find it so fucking hysterical that, like, mom and dad of Jason...
Color coordinated, yeah. Like, Red Rangers' parents have red clothes on.
Blue Rangers wearing blue, like, of course.
The Blue Rangers' parents are nerdy, yeah.
And Bulk and Skull's parents are mean and kind of punk and dressed attire. It's so fucking hysterical. But those are the worst parents ever. So that's where they are. They're buying more red, white, blue, yellow shit.
Yeah.
Bulk and Skull, you touched. I kind of love those guys. They're, like, one of my favorite parts of the show in general because they're just... comic relief, you know what I mean? Like I just like the dynamic of them. So like, I think, and they were like weren't they the longest people on the show, Bulk and Skull?
Yeah, I think that's Bulk goes the farthest. He goes into Lost Galaxy, which is the first one after the Zordon era.
Yeah,
he's only in about 3 or 4 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. But Paul Schreier, I believe, is Skull's name, and he was like, I think I should go to college.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, like they definitely rode that train for a while. So,
I think they're still on it. I think they're still doing cons and stuff like that. I think somehow Bulk is involved in something new. Maybe a podcast himself. I don't know. Somebody out there can let me know maybe.
Well, like in those videos we watched, they talk about Bulk and Skull, how they're like the bullies in the show, the bad guys, and they're constantly trying to find out how the Rangers are. But then you see like glimpses of them, like the good side, like the ridiculous scene with the baby stroller. it was like 3 minutes of a baby stroller running down the hill, like, and everybody's like, can't you just? It's like you're fucking superpower Rangers. You know what I mean? How is this baby stroller just rolling down the hill? You know what I mean? Like, but Bulk and Skull actually end up going after it, and that shows they have some good, but like
They try.
that scene in general is just ridiculous.
Some weird scooter like skateboard
Caterpillar
thing.
That
snake
thing looked
thing
fucking
looking. It looks
awesome.
so ridiculously
I thought
dangerous.
it was cool. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Fairly dangerous.
Looks
but-
so 90s. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
I put a Lunchable and a fucking Surge in your backpack, get on your centipede, and fuck off for the day.
Yep.
Don't come back until the...
right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they were definitely the best characters.
I love Bulk and Skull. And I love the bump, bump.
Yeah, the music, yeah.
Like my ringtone should be that now.
There you go.
I mean, definitely that was their song. So you knew when they were coming when you heard that, and it was like, oh, what silly thing they're going to get into now.
They're like,
But they were great. They were great as what they were. The only time that I did not like them was when they were afraid of the Dark Rangers or the Anti Rangers, because apparently,
putty ones?
apparently it was like a group worse than them two. And it's like okay, well,
Oh, yeah. When they're unmorphed, you mean? I thought they ran into the quote-unquote sock puppet versions, yeah.
And but the whole entire time throughout the series, we've never seen them before.
Right.
So they're never in the background in the slushy, bar. They're never cameoed in somewhere. They're just all of a sudden there, and then Bulk and Screech are up. Yeah,
Screech.
are afraid of.
Zach Morris stops time and he's like, "All right, guys, looks like it's morphin' time."
Yeah. AC Slater sitting in the chair back.
Bro. The more I think about that show, they're all there. That is the cast.
What?
Think about Zach Morris as the Red Ranger, AC Slater as the Black Ranger. Then
Screech
you got
as Billy, the Blue Ranger.
And then you got the two girls. One who is very that would have worked so well.
Kimberly, Jessica.
Oh, see, their names better.
Lisa
Fuck
Turtle.
yeah.
Yeah. I used to love. I Stayed by the Bell was my shitty. So
I only call her Striptease because I don't know anything she did after Striptease.
I'm so excited. she had the caffeine.
But wow, yeah, that was so funny. They could have totally been the Power Rangers too.
Yeah. If they made a move if they made a movie back then with different actors, they probably would have cast those people. You know what I'm saying? The Saved by the Bell cast could have played those, the Power Ranger characters.
I mean, I think they would have to learn some karate moves, because that's
AC
one.
Slater's got it down.
That's one thing that most people, and we didn't even touch on this, which most people don't even realize, is that all the Power Ranger cast were all martial artists. So they were all literally taking exactly karate or I'm going to say this wrong, so I'm just going to Taekwondo. So they were all really, adamant, athletic people. So it fit their characters and their body types, because that's who they were. They didn't have to get ready for that role. That's what they were. So that's the only difference between they would put the Saved by the Bell cast in, is that they would have to literally build to that role.
Right.
Zach Morris is pretty small. Yeah. Slater would be the only one.
Yeah.
He's huge. He still looks great.
Yeah,
if I can age half as well as that man, I would be so fucking happy.
Mario Lopez, he's fucking still. He's the only one that really has a career still, I feel like.
I also always thought growing up that he turned into Dean Cain. I would later watch Superman, and I'd be like, "Isn't that kid?" And my parents were like, "I don't think that's the same guy." I was like, "I'm almost certain that's the same guy. He's just grown up now." So to kind of move on to season 3 now, we're going to skip over the movie like we're talking about. Zed just fucks shit up, takes away all of the powers, and they need new powers. We meet Rito Revolto. He brings the Tango Warriors. They've got a fun song, kind of like the Green Ranger song, but Tango Warriors. Do you remember it off the top of your head?
No, give me a jingle.
It's watch those tangos, watch those tangos, watch those tango tang. It's an awesome power chord. Bum 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 bum. We can listen to it when we play with the toys as well. But they get the ninja powers. They don't get new helmets, but they get new Zords. We get the Falcon Zord. Rocky becomes the ape. Adam becomes the frog. Aisha becomes the bear. Kimberly becomes the crane. And who'd I miss? Billy becomes the wolf.
Yes.
Oh, man. That wolf one, that was my favorite one.
Billy definitely got the good one.
Next kind of fun thing to go into then is now the Pink Ranger will be the next one to go. And in my opinion, over all the Rangers to go from the original cast, she gets the best send-off. So we talked about how Jason, Trini, and Zach kind of got blown off. Billy doesn't leave until Turbo? No.
He's on there
Zeo.
a while,
Yeah, he's on a while.
He's on a while, but eventually he goes to Aquatar, which is something we'll talk about at the very end of season 3, finds a love and doesn't come back. And he's, at least at the end of that episode, they give a Billy montage, but he's not really given a send-off. Kimberly, however, is like doing really good at gymnastics. Some guy wants to teach her gymnastics better, and she's like, I don't know, like, I kind of want to do this. And Zordon kind of gives the same speech he gave earlier of like, I didn't mean for this to become your fucking life. Go and do gymnastics.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, some cat keeps turning into a person named Cat, and it's Rita's little person, and we see now as an adult the setup, but as a kid, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And why is she wearing pink all the time as well?
What the hell is going on here? Yeah. Cat, yeah, that was, totally forgot about Cat too until I saw it again. She's Australian, right?
Yes.
From down under, but yeah, she that was kind of Kimberly was definitely the best send off. I mean, the only send off really, because the other Rangers didn't get it, but they kind of had at least had a storyline for her where I'm gonna go do gymnastics. Like I said, the Peace Summit thing that was kind of like open ended. I never understood why they couldn't come back from that. Like,
you could teleport,
right? Exactly. Kimberly's like,
that's like the same thing with the baby scenes. Like, you could teleport and save that baby. Like, you literally right in front of it. I got you, baby.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, Kimberly, like, she actually, had a vision of a different life she wanted, so that made sense, and it was a better send-off, yeah, and then the whole introduction of Kat was weird, but,
Weird, I don't remember her that. Like,
Yeah.
I figured it was kind of like the other three of eventually somebody was just like, I know somebody, but no, this whole plot of being evil and turning in and out of a cat, don't remember that shit
like Sabrina
at
the
all.
Teenage Witch. Well, no, she doesn't turn into, but the cat's a human, but...
That reminds me of what's that movie with the three witches?
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. She
Yeah.
was the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird... I totally forgot about it until, I watched the summation video, but... Hey, man, they got a new Pink Ranger out of it, and she was not bad looking either. she kept on par with having a good looking Pink Ranger.
She was not Kimberly, though.
No, she was not Kimberly. My one true love.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she got that send off, but I think, looking back on it, I don't know why, on a professional level, why she left. I'm sure we could finally find out why. I'm sure she has an interview. I know she has her own YouTube channel now, so she does some stuff on there. But the one thing is why would you give up being a Power Ranger?
Money and time. Oh, you mean I'm sorry. I thought you meant Amy Jo Johnson.
So
not Kimberly.
she wanted to leave from what I looked it up here real quick. She requested that she be written off the show because, similar to the show, she wanted to pursue other opportunities in acting. So,
How far did that get her?
Kind of, yeah, well, exactly. She didn't have much of a career after that, but hey, she wanted to do her own thing.
I remember her in a movie on Disney called Susie Q.
Really? I don't remember that.
That's all I can really remember past that, and I don't know why I remember it so well. She was dead. It makes it sound like a zombie movie, but it's a Disney movie. Whatever, but Kat comes in, and I really only remember her because she goes on to, through Zeo, into Turbo.
Okay.
So, as I was saying earlier, the later stuff is fresher in my mind.
Right.
So by the time I eventually gave up the Ghost completely at the end of Space, I was pretty much done. But then when I watched this guy go through Lost Galaxy, I was like, I remember an okay amount of this too. After that was Lightspeed Rescue, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's when I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore, thank you. But after watching these videos, I might go back through. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we're going to do this segment for a while. I think we're going to have a deep dive into, really watching a lot of this also.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that probably we grew out of, because I remember I grew out of Power Rangers at a certain point where there's a gap of the Power Rangers where, there's the Dino Force. I don't really remember the Dino Force. I remember seeing Dino Force being advertised, but I never, remembered watching Dino Force. I was probably, at that point, I was hit puberty, and I was thinking I want to put my pee-pee in something. So, the cartoons are not big on my priority at the moment.
Right.
Yes. Same. I remember at some point, I shouldn't be watching this. Chicks won't think this is cool if I'm into Power Rangers. And then eventually I found one who married me, and I own a Dragon Dagger. So
there you go.
It worked out. We get Shogun Zords, which were fun. Again, shout out to Tyler. He had that for sure. I remember going and playing with those because those were the sentient. They were the people.
They look
Zords.
like humans, yeah. Not humans.
Humanoid.
Yeah,
I have a
humanoid.
picture of this Tyler so he could be the thumbnail of your video.
I wish.
Picture of
I should ask my mom because there's no way there's not photos of us growing up. There's just it'd be fucking impossible.
Yeah.
that there wasn't.
Because maybe the viewers can find this, Tyler, if we can get a picture.
He's got, I know, if I'm not mistaken, his mom is friends with my mom on Facebook.
There you go.
Maybe I'm going to have to branch out and just be like, you have no idea how long I talked about you on a podcast. And he's like, who the fuck are you?
What the fuck?
All right, viewers, if you can find this Tyler, you will get that Zordon bong for free.
Yeah, exactly. Once we break through with the business, you get the first one for sure.
Yeah.
Shogun Zords are cool, but I don't remember it as much other than the toys. I don't remember it in the show.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, me either. Probably because they weren't as cool as the other. In my opinion, they weren't as cool as the other Zord bots or whatever. So I think I kind of, just kind of like, well, it's like just looks like a humanoid, like you said. Like, didn't really do it for me personally. I was just like, whatever.
Now, just as an adult, I'm like, oh, it does have a flaming sword. Like, it just has a hilt, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Right? Yeah. Looking back, different story.
I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where you always enjoy the original, but it's like in the gaming community, like for me, we always call it the vanilla. So that's the exact original, game or, what you watch that's the vanilla. It's the original. So you always like when you start watching anything else that has an adaptation of that. I think we touched on that at the birthday party, where it's like when we were talking about, I forget what movie we were talking about. I was like, I don't know if we were talking about Mortal Kombat. We were talking about the podcast that you did with the Mortal Kombat, which was great. But, it's like, I don't know if I'm being biased because I liked the original. I grew up, that was my thing, the original.
Right.
Or was it, that really was not that good?
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, it's like you said, sometimes you just have favorites because of sentimental value or whatever. But, yeah, it didn't do it for me, those ones. But now, like you said, looking back, they are pretty cool. I like the Zord in season 2 too. What is it? The Thunder Zord or whatever is that?
Yeah.
When he had the helmet,
yeah.
That was cool too. But yeah, the original Zord is the fucking best in my opinion.
I mean, I still think they should have brought back the turtle stomp, but
Yeah, Tor just disappears. It's funny because they keep Titanus to still link up with the animal Zords. What I learned from these videos as well is like it's not footage, it's toys.
Right.
They went out and bought the toys and filmed the toys, and that's how they got the images of the Ninja Megazords, so the ones that we're talking about, the bear and the wolf, inside riding with the Brachiosaurus, is just toys that they filmed.
Right.
So they like stuck the toys in there?
Yeah. They bought toys off the shelf,
This show
put
must
them
have been-
together, and filmed it, and then put it on television.
You would think that they would already had the toy already. That's your toy line.
Or the model or something, yeah.
It's like as bad as the Dark Ranger's costumes. What the fuck? Like, cutting corners everywhere. That show.
Yeah, it's like, how bad is your budget
Yeah.
for this show? Like,
Yeah, they had to make tons of money off the toys alone. You know what I mean? So it's.
I don't remember a kid when the Power Rangers. It's just like Pokemon. I don't remember a kid not having Power Ranger stuff. Just like Pokemon, I don't remember a kid not liking Pokemon unless you were a Yu-Gi-Oh fan or a Digimon fan. There was not a time that I did not like go into somebody's room and they didn't have a Power Ranger toy. They didn't
something.
Right, yeah.
They may not have like the set, but they had at least one of the Rangers or
Yeah, for
something
sure.
of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Off the top of my head now, I remember my cousin Andrew had a sweet chair, and the back was the Red Ranger. And not until you just said that was I like,
like those little chairs.
it was a
Yeah,
very small
yeah,
chair, but
yeah.
the back of it, like the back, oh
I know what you're
man.
talking about. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
fuck.
comforters.
I haven't thought about that
I had
in
a Power
so
Rangers
long.
comforter. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Comforters, yeah. Brother Johnny definitely had that comforter forever. Mine was, I had the stickers on the wall as well.
Yeah.
So on top of, toys had to stay in the toy chest, but my outside flair was the pull and peel stickers of like the crests.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking wild, right?
All the stuffed animal ones too, like at carnivals.
Yeah.
Like I remember going to carnivals, and there was always Power Rangers at the thing. Like you would think, like they probably made at the time millions for the Power Rangers. And it's like, wow, this budget's still so horrible.
Yeah, right.
Reinvest your money, please.
The one thing they never shorted on, though, was story. Because the thing going back and learning and kind of really appreciating as an adult was the Zeo crystal and how much of a big part it was of the show before it was needed for Zeo powers, before it was needed to reboot and go into the second season.
Yeah.
Master Vile shows up, who is Rita's boss, maybe even her father.
It was her father,
Was it her
I
dad?
believe. Yeah, I would believe it was her father, yeah. Like
He shows-
boss too, but father as well.
Yeah, he shows
Imagine
up
that.
and starts doing bad shit and turns back time.
If I could turn back time.
Awesome. So fucking good.
But yeah, is this when they go back to their children forms?
Yes.
But for that, though, I jumped a little bit in terms of he needed the crystal for something else. They destroy it.
Yeah.
And then he turns back time, and they need it again.
Right.
So now as an adult, because it wasn't as simple as I just put it, there was space in between that where you kind of forgot, oh yeah, the Zeo Crystal. So then when they bring it up again, you're like, oh fuck, like I remember that. This is great. Because that season 3 was the most continuous story. It was definitely the best they were doing so far.
That's when we started getting like to know about the morphing powers. Like where they kind of forget about it again later, but that's when they touch into like the lore of like, oh, this is why we can morph. Like this is how it's happening.
Is it the morphing grid they call it? Is that, But they never, they do touch on it a little bit, but they never really deep dive into that either. It's just kind of like, this is morphing grid that turns people. But you know what I mean? Like it would be cool to get some more story on that.
I'm sure
too.
the comic books cover.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
It, but
yeah,
like it's just one of those things. Like as the TV show, we didn't get that.
Right.
It was just like
even the movie, if they touched that in the movie a little bit more or something. You know what I mean?
No.
It was different than the show because the movie had it be a great power that was in the middle of nothing.
Yeah. You couldn't hold it to canon even if they did it in the movie. So well, the morphing powers come from these little bacterias that we like to call the life force.
They're metachlorians. But we do get Ninjor, whose voice bothers the piss out of me.
Yeah, it's like what did the Dudley Do-Right, the guy said in that video? Power Rangers. Yeah.
I will give you the power of the ninja. And
there's a lot of annoying voices in the show. Like Alpha, Rita, like now this dude.
Believe it or not, Alpha gets worse. When he moves to Alpha 6 later on, it's just like he eventually goes, yo, yo, yo. And you're like, that's when I started feeling a little too old. I was just like, ugh.
Like the ghetto version.
Trying to be cool, trying to be hip for the kids.
We need a hip. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I don't know. That's because the rap generation was booming or something. During that time, they were thought like, hey, we need to touch this audience.
But Ninjor is the one who we find out in this version gives them the powers, and that's different than the movie. I think we said it. It's so weird, but to kind of say what you're saying, the lore of this does go deeper. We get other people who were there for like 10,000 years, put stuff somewhere. Like it does go pretty deep. They're going to reboot everything now that Hasbro has it. And from what I understand, the TV show is going to also be a part of the movie. So basically what, in my opinion, to sum it up very easily, is that they're going to make a Marvel Cinematic Universe, a Power Ranger Cinematic Universe, but their TV will connect 100% to their shows.
Same actors?
Oh, I don't think they're going to reboot like them. Maybe. I'm sure David Frank, like he's come back a billion times. Austin St. John just recently came back for the first time to play Jason in I don't know how many years. Rocky has come back before. Adam's come back. He came back in space once. That was the best episode that's ever been of any Power Ranger show anywhere. We'll get to that in a few seasons if we continue with this. We are now at the point where Master Vile is back in time. We get the finale of the Power Rangers, which some kind of consider its own series, the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Mm-hmm. I talked about, so now these kids are kids and they're like, we don't know what to do. The morphers are gone. For once, evil really has taken a really good step of fucking shit up in this show in which they keep getting defeated.
Yeah.
And now the kids need the Alien Rangers to come hang out on Earth as they're sent through time and space to find the Zeo crystals in which they themselves sent through time and space.
Yeah, they kind of, like they're kind of lost. They don't know what to do, and they need guidance, and that's when these new Alien Rangers come into play. And yeah, it was like, I guess, a mini series within the show, I guess they would consider it, you know what I mean? But, and that, again, I fucking totally forgot about it until I saw the video again. I'm like, holy shit, I forgot about fucking Alien Rangers, you know what I mean? So it was like rediscovering it when I watched it, you know?
Yeah. I was the same way. I was like, I don't remember this one at all. And to me now, like when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this is like opening up the can of worms to like the freaking next decade of Power Rangers. I don't know how long Power Rangers has been going for.
To over 25 years we just celebrated, at least.
Yeah. So 2 decades worth of Power Rangers, because it once the Alien Force comes in, you realize like, and so
there's more.
There's so much more to the Power Rangers. It's like, oh, wait a second, it's not just like Zordon and little beep bop boop boop. You know,
that this Ninjor is out there just doling out powers to everybody, apparently.
Yeah.
And the one thing the guy brought up, again, sorry if you're listening to this and you're unfamiliar, Atop the Fourth Wall does a great recap of all of this. He said something, he was bothered by the Equestrian's voice. I loved it as a kid. I thought, unlike you guys, sorry, I remember this. I was deep in the thick cut of these kids going around finding their powers, and I definitely remember the weird, like, Aquitian voice thing that they put on them, just being like, this is so cool. They're from a different planet, and they're Power Rangers, and I liked their costumes better. They were much more sleeker, just the one visor.
Yeah, they were cool.
It was. And their Shogun Zords, or their Zords, I think they commanded their own Shogun, or the Shogun, in my opinion, was much cooler in the fact of, like, the Shoguns, the Zords over there, and it's shadow boxing with me.
Right.
So, like, they would see the Zord and kick, and the Zord would kick.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's
cool.
fucking cooler
Yeah,
than being a pilot. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
So for me, that end part with them was really great. And I don't know why I specifically remember these kids getting split all around, but I do. Just I thought it was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, it's fucking a blur for me. So you're better versed on that part of it. But, like, it is a cool concept, like you said, with the Zords, like, controlling the Zord yourself. Like, your body is the Zord, essentially. But, yeah, it was... And for me, we talked about this the other day, like, watching it again. I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. There's Soup fucking Nazi was in with the kids. Like, I was like, that's the fucking Soup Nazi. So that was like a cool side moment for me. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. Those new uniforms were awesome. Like, it was definitely a nice showing what the transition was going to be going forward, you know?
I mean, for me, all that was great. I always loved seeing that. And I think when I saw that, I think Gundam Wing on Toonami came out. And if it wasn't for Power Rangers, I don't think I would have ever gotten into that anime. Because that anime is strictly nothing but you commanding robots, and
Megazords galore, almost.
Yeah, it's like nothing but Megazords everywhere. So it's like, it's like something where that was introduced into the Power Rangers, and then seeing that, then watching that, anime, I was like, oh man, Power Rangers has influenced a lot of things that I've watched, and it was one of those shows that I just kind of like, subconsciously, I just added to more things that I've watched because of it. It's like Power Rangers was the beginning, and it definitely will never be the end because it's going to be with us forever.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but that was just too perfect of a segue in terms of it also shaped a lot of what I watched around the time of Saban taking this formula of teenager plus power and transformation equals new show. So VR Troopers was a show that was almost going to be a spin-off / same universe of Tommy maybe going over there. I think we talked about the beginning of season 3 is pretty much just a Masked Rider backdoor pilot.
Yeah.
Where another kid comes to Earth and he's an alien and he's got a crystal in his head and does moving stuff.
Yeah.
The one that I remember the best that I want to see if anybody else does, it's a show called Mystic Knights of Tirnanog. And I fell so hard on this show where 4 people are given the 4 elemental powers, and those are given to them through a transformation into knighthood, knightdom, awesome battle fucking armor, and they fought wizards and shit like that. It was almost, imagine a kid's version of Avatar The Last Airbender meets Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like that for kids, or Lord of the Rings, some might like better. Because
I will also give a reference where if there's any gamers listening, it's almost the adaptation of Legend of the Dragoons.
I'll take your word. I'm sorry.
It's
I have nothing for that.
It's an all PlayStation game. It would have rivaled a lot of like games now if the company that owned it would have marketed it better and probably made sequels, but they only made one game ever. And it's like, it's a legendary game if you were a gamer because you will remember it playing it. You remember owning it, but it was so good, but they never continued it. It was just like one and done.
I did have a PlayStation, and just now in my head did I hear the opening of it, like the power on, and all of a sudden I was 9 again really quick. It was so crazy. And then you knew it was going to work. The disc was going to work. It went into the second screen. I got to dig that out. I do have one. It's around. I got to dig that out. That and Crash Bandicoot I have.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. To wrap on up, the kids are young. They go on their quests. All of them kind of not only having to do... Well, no, all of them, not kind of. They all have to do with their heritage as well.
Right, yeah.
So Tommy is Native American. He goes on a Native American kind of spiritual quest. Now, in a weird one, Aisha goes to Africa, finds her Zeo crystal, and instead of coming back, gives it to a girl named Tanya, who comes back. So it's kind of another kind of fuck you to a Ranger. She wasn't
Yeah.
original, which is why I didn't bring her up earlier in the fuck you of buys. But Aisha's another one. And apparently Karen Ashley was like, I was told I was going to get a better goodbye. So the last time we see her character aged appropriately, you know, actually played by Karen Ashley rather than the little girl, was like she was at a carnival or some shit.
Yeah.
And it was really a non kind of episode.
Right. Like, yep. So, yeah.
But this different little girl from Africa named Tanya comes back. And somehow when time and all that shifts back, Zordon's like, don't worry about it. The time grid will shift everything and no plot holes will be left. Your family will be here, her family will be there, and all will be fine, Ranger. Goodbye. Fuck off.
Yeah. Zordon just fuck it.
And then the DeLorean just busts through the wall. Marty, the timeline's all screwed out.
Great Scott.
But all of them come back. They form the Zeo Crystal. Bad is supposedly stopped. And this ends in a way that blew my brain. The series ends with the command center getting blown up.
Yeah.
Evil wins.
Right.
It's over. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is over. We had 3 seasons of a continuous cast, pretty much the same costumes, sans the ninja form where they're dressed like ninjas. And from then on, it would never be the same.
Right.
In terms of every season would only be one season of one outfit, and then they'd change. And then after Space, it wouldn't even be a continuous story. It would just be a different season, different outfit, different cast, go.
Yeah.
So when this ended with the command center, and they're just like, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is over. And like, they didn't do the ... but Zeo's coming.
Yeah.
I just thought that shit was over. And
Yeah.
I sat there like,
What the fuck?
oh God, my life is like,
What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
What are me and Tyler gonna do?
I ran next door. Tyler, did you say? God damn, I got to reach out to that kid. He has no idea. His
Tyler.
ears are probably ringing so hard.
Yeah, but like you said, it's the end of an era. You know, that was it. That was that. You didn't know what the fuck was going to happen after that. So it was, and it was, you never really see the bad guys win. And that was kind of the command center getting blown up. That's kind of,
Yeah, that was the end, and you were just upset.
Yeah.
As a child, I don't know, I was upset. And I don't think they even continued. When did they continue that after that? Was it, I don't know. I know there had to be a gap of a year or two. I don't think it was like right.
I can't.
At least a year, I'd have to imagine.
I don't remember it being immediate when they started, back up again.
No, if it was weekly and it wasn't like the 7th and the 14th, come back next week and we're going to start Zeo. It was a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, it didn't, and like as the years went on, I fell off with it, you know what I mean? But I remember bits and pieces of other shows, but like it was fucking, it's like the end of a childhood almost, you know what I mean? Like fucking watching the end of a series.
My first childhood show that truly just ended. Like, it wasn't like Spider-Man or Batman Beyond where the episodes just stopped and then there was like no closure. Like this one had it literally stopped. You just didn't have closure. It was just like, oh crap, it just stopped.
Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of funny, and I'm sorry, I'm going to segue. Spider-Man, the animated series, did not give me closure. And I'm still wondering if they ever found the real Mary Jane. Him and Madam Web just searching around the multiverse of like, we're going to find the real Mary Jane. And I'm just like, all right, I'll be here next week.
Yeah.
And next week never came.
It never came. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy to look back on, it's a period of time when you're fucking good memories, and then it's like fucking now you're looking back, how many years later we're looking back at it and still have like these emotions and feelings about it, so stands the test of time.
It does. And we were talking too about showing it to our kids, or not our kids, at least our nephews, but eventually all of our kids will watch it or some shit like that. And
they'll watch an adaptation of it at some point.
Fuck yeah.
It's still going. They're still making new ones.
That's crazy.
It is. A lot of people think that it came and went with that first one, but it's been going since that first one. It's going right now. Since then, we were talking about it at the party. At one point, it went to Disney.
Yeah.
Disney owned Mighty Morphin, or not Mighty, just Power Rangers for a
yeah.
while. And then Saban was like, I should take that back. And then he did for a little bit, and Hasbro was like, I should buy it. And they're like, all right. And that just went through for a few billion, so it's still a product of billion proportions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the movie, I remember the movie sold well. It sold out good in theaters.
The new one.
The new one. When it came out, people saw it. I know I went and seen it, and I personally was not like, This is amazing. But it definitely did like trigger my nostalgia. Like watching the movie, I was like, oh yeah, this is like triggering some parts of my brain and my memories.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I didn't see the new one. I gotta watch that. I gotta check. I wanted to. I just don't know why I didn't go see it, or I can't remember. But I gotta check it out.
I too saw it. It's okay.
Right.
It's just okay.
it's
I'm
like-
really excited for the reboot because this one was kind of setting stuff up, but just didn't do it in a good way for me personally.
Right.
There were cool parts. They end with they're all in detention because they're the Breakfast Club of
Yeah.
Power Rangers now, and the detentioneer, the guy who's what
They have attitude.
they have, yes sir. And somebody goes, "Is there a Tommy Oliver here?"
Oh fuck.
So they set up more, but it's not going fucking anywhere. So I don't feel bad
Yeah.
spoiling it for you
No,
or anybody else out there. The reboot should be something cool. The guy who's going to control it, at the very least, will control it.
Yeah.
That's what I think
when's the
they
reboot?
need.
When's the reboot supposed to like happen? They
I
don't know.
don't know.
I don't know if there's a year release yet.
Now it's rebooting the show or everything. You mean,
Everything is going to come new from their new owners.
cool. I'll have to check that out.
I will have to. I don't care what comes out. I'll at least, at the very least, watch it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Creator of that is listening to this, at least give us a trailer on YouTube being like, look at our show.
A plot synopsis, a leaked script. I'll take just about anything on that front.
Yeah. Or just like you going on and going, the estimated year is 2023.
Just something. Even something small, just to start the speculation train
Right,
would be
yeah.
fun.
Fuck yeah. Get the fucking gears going.
This has been just nostalgia fuel, gentlemen. This has
yeah.
been just so much fun. Thanks for coming and talking about Power Rangers for as long as we did. It was a good time. Like I said, we should come back, maybe do an episode special for the movie.
Yeah.
And then we could definitely see how different it is from the show. The new movie we were talking about, there's endless Power Ranger possibilities for the future, for sure.
Yeah.
I hope everybody out there also had a good time. What's your favorite Power Ranger memory? Did we miss some stuff that we wanted to, we could definitely do another episode of just Mighty Morphin of the shit we left out.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
tried to get through hundreds of episodes in mere hours, and it just wasn't going to work. I think we did a pretty good job, but anything we left out, it's 61 episodes in one season.
Yeah.
Some
It's a
crazy
lot.
shit.
Yeah,
It really
it's a
is. Leave a comment down below. Follow us on the Twitter, the Instagram. We're on Facebook. All those fun things. The thing that I can't ask for enough, though, the most simple thing, is if you know a friend who likes Buds, Bros, or superheroes, have I got a fucking show for them? Just say it word of mouth. It would be great. Guys, this whole time, I have been Nick James.
JD.
Mark?
Guys, thanks so much for coming back. Can't wait to have you back on for future episodes. This has been Buds, Bros, and Superheroes, and we are out of here.
It's morphin' time.